Alex Jones here with an emergency alert report on the global UN gun ban treaty. I've been following this treaty for 15 years. It's been around for right at 20. And they do state that their goal is to restrict civilian ownership of firearms. In fact, the quote from July 2001, July 7th at Unidir at the UN in New York, you can look it up, and it's in these articles and videos we have posted at Infowars.com, is that civilian ownership of firearms threatens the legitimate power monopoly of the state, meaning the dictatorship of the state. The UN all over the world, whether it's Rwanda, disarming one tribe, letting the other tribe kill them to take the property, or Asia, Latin America, look it up. The UN goes in and takes the indigenous population's guns and rolls in and takes over and kills people. That's even in the New York Times, that in Africa and in areas of Central and South America, Honduras and in Uganda, look it up, that the UN-sponsored groups are killing people to take over the land, calling it carbon sinks. Now, Aaron Dykes spent 4 days this week putting together this report, Proof UN Plans to Ban American Guns. It aired on the nightly news last night. And it's a great job, but I'm going to be honest here. It isn't hardcore enough. It's very well produced, a lot of history in it. It documents how they're using Fast and Furious, shipping guns into Mexico to make it an international issue, and how Obama and Mexico and Clinton before it were saying we got to have treaties because of guns into Mexico. When Mexico has a total gun ban, and look how they have an incredible crime like Chicago or New York. The fact is, everywhere these globalists get control, Chicago, New York, list goes on, they totally ban guns in citizens' hands. Then they sit here and play this game and say, we don't want to totally ban your guns, when Obama, as a state senator, said he wants a total ban, when the Attorney General over and over again on record says he believes civilians shouldn't be able to own guns. On and on and on. It's on record. Then they play dumb and prey on the public's ignorance. The UN openly wants to ban citizens having guns and only let state actors have it. And they pose as this loving group. It is a front for a global consortium of banks that have announced their world government. That's why the Rockefellers and other robber barons set it up and donated the land. It's so incredibly frustrating to see this. But go see Aaron Dykes' video. I just shot this addendum because Aaron just goes over and analyzes their rhetoric where they admit they want to restrict our guns. But it's worse than that. You can go get all their quotes where they want to totally ban them and ship guns into Mexico to blame the Second Amendment, including hand grenades. You don't buy that at a gun shop, ladies and gentlemen. So here is the video. It's up on YouTube. Fast and Furious stage to pass UN gun treaty. Please get it out to everyone. And if anybody is in denial about any of this, just type in gun confiscation Katrina or gun confiscation New York State. There's hundreds of videos. You've seen them where the mayor and the police chief say all the guns will be taken, no one will be allowed to be armed. And they went in the high and dry areas that had generators and went and blew safe doors off and stole the guns and arrested the people on tape for owning guns. And they never got their guns back. People 100 miles away in rural areas had troops pull up with the FBI come in and take their guns out of their houses. It's all there. And when this was happening, people were in denial saying it couldn't happen in America. And here's my final point. You can look it up. It's on Infowars.com. It's on PrisonPlanet.com. The Army admits it's real. This stuff isn't even classified, that they have plans for gun confiscation in these drills and all this military activity going on. So again, I am begging you out there, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do a whole report on this on the Sunday show with the quotes, the video clips, everything, to understand this is real. Just like they say our military is now under UN and NATO control. They're telling Mexico to sue the U.S. over guns that went down there. That was the bigger plan. They're going to try to get our guns through international edicts. Look how much of what we do is already under it. Look at how 4 members of the Supreme Court have said that we should be under UN rules and that their ruling should be based on that. I've played you the CNBC clip where they say that we're slaves, international bankers, and global government is run by them. We were right. It's real. It's a real threat. And here's the final point. Everywhere they're in control, whether it's London, whether it's Paris, whether it is New York City or Chicago, They have total gun bans for citizens, and the crime rapes are off the charts. Freudian slip, crime rapes. Yes, crime rapes. The corrupt government and the criminals are raping the daylights out of us. It's that simple. Predatory government and predatory systems want your guns, so you can't stand up against them. Slaves in Rome 2,000 years ago couldn't have guns. Slaves in Soviet Russia couldn't have guns. In Mao systems, you couldn't have guns because they want you disarmed. Again, great job on Aaron's report. He just spent 4 days on it, and it's got incredible file footage, you name it, here. But it needs the Katrina gun confiscation. It needs the troops in Arcadia, Iowa. We'll probably do a new report next week doing gun confiscation drills. It needs our footage of them training for this. The military admits they've been trained for this. This is not just an incremental attack. This is happening all over the world. They've taken people's guns in Australia and in England and so many places. This is serious. This is real. And Aaron's report is excellent. But we're going to add this report to this article. I'm going to Twitter it out, tweet it out. Please get it out to everyone you know. I mean, even Forbes analyzed it and said it's a blank check. I mean, Aaron's got the quotes on the video from the treaty where it says, take civilians' guns, don't let the public be armed. And they do this not to bring peace, but so that globalists and their armies and mercenaries can roll in and slaughter everybody. We are so close to this happening. The ATF is now just making rules and saying you'll do this, you'll do that outside of law, just like Obama does, shutting down power plants and stuff outside of law, or gives his buddies waivers on health care outside of law. This is a criminal takeover. So in this report, it's also pointed out that the ATF wants to track more than 2 gun sales in the Southwest without a law. They already do with the NICS check. It's about the ATF ordering people to do things that they don't have statutory authority to do. All of this is out of control. Okay, so it's much closer to midnight than you think. I know a lot of you are awake to this, but instead of just digging in and getting ready for war and a civil war, let's get into the info war and reach out to everybody. The police, the military are waking up. It's incredible. I read the newspapers that are online that are at all the major military bases. We covered some this week. And I mean, these are the local papers that are everywhere, the local free newspapers that are on base. And they're saying Obama's a traitor, New World Order, world government takeover. That would have never been allowed in the past. There is an open mutiny against this tyranny, and God bless the military and police that are starting to wake up. These globalists are dangerous. Go watch the interview we've got right here where openly the weathermen were talking about killing 25 million Americans in re-education centers. Now they've got the army setting up re-education centers and admitting it, and that's why the military is waking up and getting upset. They're being trained to take our guns. They know it's treason, and they need us to stand up publicly and support them, and more people need to step forward. They can't punish us all. They can't go after all of us. They can't imprison or kill us all. This is serious. This is a Mayday situation. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. I'm begging you to go research it for yourself. Everywhere this scum gets in control, they take the guns, they jack up the taxes, and they start putting people in labor camps. Research the murderous UN and who controls it. Alex Jones signing off for Infowars.com. For God's sakes, help us get this information out. God bless you all.